Welcome back to another episode of Big Church Podcast. The doors are open. Church is always on the move, so pay your tithes on the spot and stay away from short pocket thoughts. Powered by Scatter Sites Entertainment and Cruise Media.
Hey man, we down here via Atlanta, Georgia, 60 Peachtree Street, Northwest, man, at here at Strikeout Wings, man. Shout out to Faraji, man, for having us. The sponsor today is Strikeout Wings, 69-cent Tuesdays. Every day of the week, get that lunch special for $10.99. And Hens Day on Wednesday. And if you mention the Big Church Podcast, man, you get $2 off your meal. So
okay.
Holla at Farage. If you're in Tennessee, man, holla at Big Fox at Ewing Lane, Nashville, Tennessee, man. He'll get you right.
Man, I forgot to say Big Church to get my discount, bro.
All day long.
I could have used them $2.
Man, all right. Man, you know what's going down the real way, man. But I had to pull up on the homies, man, and I think they got a dope podcast, man. I think it's one of the best I've seen in a minute, man. It's funny. Y'all talk about the culture, the sports, the whole 9 yards, and I love it, man. Y'all give it up for my partners, man. The Waterboyz. What's going on, man?
Man, what's up?
Trey and B Rich, man. I appreciate
Man, happy
y'all.
to be here, man.
Man,
Yeah, real happy to be here.
man,
Always.
Hey, man, I thank y'all for coming and sitting down with me, man.
Already.
I love what y'all doing, man. It reminds me of the old Atlanta in so many ways, you know what I'm saying? Then y'all got the football players, basketball players, and it got humor to it. So I think it's so dope, man. For
Man,
real.
well, we got to do that. We gonna have some fun. If we not having fun, we not having nothing.
Man, at the end of the day, that's what I'm talking
You know
about,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Thanks for taking notice of that, man. We work hard to come across like that.
Yeah, man, because I like to set up. I think y'all it look like y'all at a condo or something.
Yeah, man. B Rich up there balling in the clouds. You know what I'm saying?
Deluxe apartment in the sky.
Man, all day long, man. So, how y'all come up with the podcast, brother?
You want to take it,
Man,
You want to start first, B
I'll
Rich?
start first. You finish it off, man. Well, Trey has been a visionary for a long time, and he told us about podcasting before anybody knew about podcasting. We used to travel a lot. Trey used to be in his Delta bag, looking at all the magazines, and just seeing the future of where things were going. And podcast hit him in the head. And he's been talking about this for so long. And, we have a good chemistry by being on tour together, being friends, and just talking shit, man. Started in Madden, talking shit. And it's just natural, man. We just some cool shit talkers. And, I remember him and his partner did a podcast, and he sent it to me and my partner, man. And he just sounded good at it.
Yeah.
And then it came into fruition about a year and a half ago. We talked about it. And our partner Aaron came in and gave us the know-how on how to edit and do things, and we did it. And Trey can kind of like fill in the stuff better than what I'm saying. But yeah, the podcasting came from Trey, his idea, and then we just took it to the next level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much the start, man. We used to always be on the road. We always be on the road because me and B Rich, we come from music. B Rich being a manager extraordinaire, managing B.O.B. Kevin Gates, he part of Boots' team at one point, Grand Hustle, so on and so on. He managed myself, and I was an artist and a writer. And so as we were traveling, one day I was on a plane, I was reading this Delta magazine, and it was, you remember that dude, Adam Carolla?
Yeah.
Remember Adam Carolla used to have the Man Show with Jimmy Kimmel.
And
Adam Carolla was looked at as the guy, even over Jimmy Kimmel at that time. So I'm reading one of the Delta magazines, probably about tips. They ain't had nothing else to do on the flight.
Right.
And it was talking about, I just read a thing on Adam Carolla that he doing a podcast now. And I'm like, he doing a podcast? I'm like, what in the world is a podcast? But I'm like, excuse me, for using race, but I'm like, if that white boy doing this, and he been out there, it's something I need to know about. And so I started talking about doing it then. Me and my partner did like one episode. The only people I had to reference at that time who had a podcast, you You had man, what's his name? The Cypher Sounds and and old boy Rosenberg from 97.5.
Yeah, Peter Rosenberg.
So Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds, they had a podcast. Killer Mike and another guy had something, and then I think Comeback Jack. So I wasn't like all the way to first, but it wasn't that many people in it. You know, and nobody really knew what it was. Did an episode with my partner. We didn't really know what we were doing, and the bad thing about it, we didn't follow through. Fast forward to from 2013 to 2023, I'm still like, man, we should have done a podcast. And I've been saying to B Rich all these years, man, we need to do a podcast. We need to do a sports podcast. We need to do a podcast. Finally, man, to cut the story short, we got up off our ass and we just did it. We didn't wait for it to be perfect. We linked up with Aaron, and we didn't wait for it to be perfect. We started filming out of B Rich spot, and we just started doing it, man. Our second clip ever, the second video we ever put out went viral.
Yes, it did. Because I think that's when I seen y'all and got attention to y'all. Because it was like, I don't know if it's a certain viral clip, but when y'all was talking, man, it was so funny. Then I seen you with the clip with Strikeout talking to the guy from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Talking to our boy Stella Mike, man. Stella Mike was playing the guy from New Orleans.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I know there's a real big rivalry with the Falcons.
100%. Well, we don't rock with y'all Saints fans, and y'all know that. we hate to love y'all. I just say that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, where's y'all originally from the city, man? What side of town?
Man, I'm from East Atlanta. I grew up out Gresham Road, 30316. Man. I grew up out Gresham Road, man, over there by Gresham Park, and went to McNair. Yeah, man, from the city, born and raised here. Been here my whole life. Love the city of Atlanta. Rep the city of Atlanta. Been a whole lot of places all over the world, and Atlanta will forever be one of the greatest cities ever created, as far as I'm concerned.
Man, yes it is, man.
Ever.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm from the SWATs, man, Southwest Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, man, up the street from Thera High. You know, Heritage Valley. You know, that's where we from, man.
Okay.
But I went to North Atlanta though.
Okay.
I went to Thera every
Atlanta,
morning
though.
and got bused to North Atlanta. My mom was bougie, man.
That's where Greg Favors went to when it was in North Atlanta.
Who?
Basketball player. Am I saying that right?
Raheem Abdul. What's his name? Sharif. He went
Sharif
there.
from New Raheem.
He went there.
Yeah.
The great Cincinnati Bengals coach, who took him to the Super Bowl in the '80s. He went there. I forgot his name.
Oh man, I know what you're talking about. Too.
Jasmine Guy went there. Her mom taught at the school. So
Okay.
Did the coach come through and show y'all how to do the icky shuffle?
I'm for podcast purposes. Yeah, he came.
He
He did a little twirl.
And show y'all do the icky shuffle, man.
Man, all right. So you coming from the city and everything, guys, and I want to ask this, man. The draft.
Okay.
The draft, man.
Talking about the
You talking about the
draft.
Falcons or we talking about the NFL?
No, we're going to get to, the NFL, but we're going to get to the Falcons or whatever.
Okay.
The first two picks, man. What y'all think about them edge rushers, man? One from Georgia, another one, Pierce from Tennessee.
Man, I love it. Man, Jalen Walker finally, it seemed like the organization listening to what the people, everybody always say, y'all Georgia Bulldog fans always want a dog. You damn right we do.
Yeah.
Especially if it's during the time when we winning championships. Why wouldn't we want somebody from the team? When Alabama was winning championships, hell, we would have took one of them too. If LSU winning championships, we'll take one of them too. Wherever they get the championships from, send those championship players on to Atlanta. So we feel like Athens right up the road. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I believe if you throw hard enough, you might throw a rock from right here where we are, and it might land in Athens. That's how close we are.
Really close.
So why don't we have Georgia players? Finally, they pulled the trigger on a Georgia player, Jalen Walker, and we watched him ever since his true freshman year playing for the Dogs make plays in that same stadium in SEC championship games. Made plays in championship games. Like we watched this man on the big stage, and so they finally pulled the trigger on the dog. We're happy about that. James Pierce Jr. I'm not even gonna cap you down and make it like I knew a whole lot about James Pierce. It's not like I really followed Tennessee like that, but after really watching him, after they drafted him and seeing what he brings to the table, I think they have someone that they can build upon. He definitely got speed. He has size. He has power, even though some people say he need to gain some weight. If you look at the way he rushes, he has power. So, hey, man, they needed to address the pass rush, and that's what they did with the first two picks. I'm loving it.
Man, I hate they let old my boy go to Chicago.
Yeah, Grady.
Yeah, man, big Grady, man. You know what I'm saying? To 10-year vet been out here since he was at Clemson. and everything.
Yeah,
the heart and soul of the team.
Yeah, love Grady, man.
Yeah,
Well, let me tell you how I feel about the draft picks.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
I was super happy that Jalen Walker fell to us. Like he definitely fell to us. You know, when we traded back up in the first round, man, I was hoping we got Malachi Starks. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I was like, oh, we finna get Malachi. I thought we were gonna get 2 dogs back to back, man. And so,
Because they traded up.
yeah,
right?
we traded up. We traded next year's first for this year's first, and a second round of, this year.
Okay.
So I'm thinking we get Malachi Starks, man. I'm super happy. And they select Pierce. I'm like, okay, well, SEC football. And I started doing my research. He was the fastest defensive end in the draft, 4.4. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. And then come to find out, that's who we wanted to pick if he would have, if Walker wasn't there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We was going to get him.
At 15.
At 15. So I'm like, okay, so they get the guy they want. Hopefully, God willing, we got 2 back ends that's going to keep us up and get to the quarterback to make our whole defense better.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited about it, man. Like, would I have been happy with Malachi Starks? Yes. But do I see the vision that the Falcons see? Yes. And do I think that they'll be productive? Yes. The only thing I'm concerned about is Pierce's do he want to play? Do he have the motivation to play? And I think Coach Raheem and the staff are gonna get him ready to play.
Okay, hold on. Let me say this, because we have talked about this, and I'm sure you heard that. But I didn't say this to you, B Rich. I want to think about this.
Okay.
A couple years ago, right?
Yes.
A real famous dog who I'm talking about was a straight up dog for the dogs, right?
Okay.
When he was coming out, there were all kind of reports about we don't know about his motivation. We don't know if he wants to play. We don't like. I'm talking about it was a report after report. I'm about to tell you. You should know who it is. It was. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
I got to
but go back. You can pull the articles.
I
Man,
see this.
look, it was
I
on
wanna hear
ESPN. It was on NFL Network. It's all kind of reports talking about he showed up heavy to pro day or
I know
showed
what
up
you're
heavy to the combine.
I know what you're talking
We don't know if he motivated. That was Jalen Carter.
Yeah, Jalen
Yeah,
Carter.
okay.
So all this person motivated, not motivated.
I do remember that,
I don't even
Trey.
want to hear all that because they make up these stories or they put these things and pin these things on the young men they want to pin them to.
Yeah.
So my point where I'm going with this is it any kind of issues with him? Is it any kind of motivation issue? I don't think they know. Yeah. It could be somebody they think is just loving the game and they could get in and not put the time in. And it could be someone they question. And they could be someone who devoted. We just gonna have to see on the field.
They did say that. They said that was the reason why he dropped.
Yeah. And so and he was still a top 10 pick.
Right. And then they had the accident with the female
Look,
and the
character concerns.
Right,
The
yeah.
same thing they've been saying
Yes, man.
about James Pierce Jr. And his situation wasn't even anything like that.
Nope.
Right.
So we just got to see how it plays out. I meant to tell you that the other day. I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
I was
I just
driving
thought
around
about
and I was
that,
like,
man.
you know what? I got to tell B Rich that because I forgot they did the same thing with Jalen
So
Carter.
you know what?
They sure did.
And the Philadelphia Bulldogs is sure enough racking it up with
Sure
SEC,
is.
and they drafted the Alabama player.
Yeah,
so I
so-
like the fact they went SEC, and I think that's what everybody should do is go and get championship pedigree football instead of these freaks that are freak out warriors in the combine, man.
Right.
And don't do nothing in the pros.
No. I'm glad your boy, I want to say is it Javon Walker?
Yeah,
Down
Jalen
at-
Walker.
Jalen Walker down
Yep.
at Jacksonville, man. He, double-digit sacks.
Oh no, you talking about Trevon Walker.
Trevon Walker.
Trevon
yeah.
Walker. Okay, that's who you talking
he
about.
was running
Okay,
like a fool,
Trevon
like
Walker.
a deer.
Yep.
About a couple of years ago, but
Yeah.
he double-digit sacks too.
Yeah,
I seen his
yeah.
growth, and he was rotating.
Yeah.
Up in Georgia, so they were on some
100%.
stack. Yeah, so
Man, look, Kirby has built the program up to the point to where, I mean, even when Mark Richt was there, so it's at a heightened level in my opinion than when Mark Richt was there. But even when Richt was there, you would take certain Georgia players, and if they weren't household names, they still get in the league and contribute.
Right.
Now, whether or not they become stars or not, that's a different story. But they still had players that contributed. Nobody was talking about Geno Atkins when he came out of Georgia.
Nah.
Geno Atkins turned out to be one of the best D tackles during his time, one of the best pass rushing D tackles, straight dominating. He was a 4th round draft pick.
Yes,
So
sir.
Georgia puts players on the field.
Yeah, they do. The NFL draft as a whole.
Okay.
Shout out to my Tennessee Titans, man. Got that Cam Ward. I'm a Falcon fan too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Cam Ward, man. What do you think about Shedeur sliding to the 5th?
I'm gonna let B Rich take this one first. Boy, B Rich has B Rich had some strong feelings about it.
Did it?
Yeah, I mean, well, look,
It's a conspiracy, man.
since we're not on the Waterboyz, I'm gonna give you my real feelings, man.
Okay, all right,
check the brand. I think it's a conspiracy, man. I think the NFL owners colluded, and I think they didn't like the fact that we had a guy that was, bringing our culture to the
NFL,
to the table. Yeah. And from what I understand, man, him and his dad, it's like, hey, if some teams select him, I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna step in and we're gonna make him go where he need to go. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I get it, man. The NFL don't want these guys not going to the combine, not participating in the Senior Bowl, like dictating what's happening. I watched, I ain't gonna lie, the guy, Dart, I watched the clip yesterday and they had him talking about plays and they showed the behind the scenes and he was sharp.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I wonder what Shedeur's was like.
Yeah. There was a lot of reports.
Because I heard that he wasn't even doing it. It's like, yeah, man, y'all what I need. So I wish I could have seen that back to back. And if I was an owner, I would have been pissed too.
Right.
So, but I respect Deion. I respect Shedeur. I felt like they said, all right, Cleveland, he going to be your guy, but don't select him to the 5th round. Let's humble these guys. And I think no one picked him because it's not no reason why no one should have picked him.
Right.
At least 3rd, 4th round. I think the Cleveland Browns got a steal. I think Shedeur gonna do well, and that's just how, if you ever watch some of the Bible stories or what have you, that's how God sets things up. Like he gonna be one of them guys, and then they gonna talk about it. Like they talk about Tom Brady 6th round, Shedeur 5th round. They gonna forget about it, but he's gonna go out there and prove himself, man. He got the pedigree to do it. So I think the Cleveland Browns got a steal. I think that they was trying to set an example. And they knew Cleveland wanted to get him at 3. Hey, look, we just gonna make this happen. I can't prove that. That's just my conspiracy theory, and I know Trey finna bust me on up. Go ahead.
No, I mean, like how you feel is how you feel. Yeah. I'm never gonna tell anybody how they feel like something happened. Was it some kind of collusion? Was it some kind of conspiracy? It could have been. Yeah. But if it was it also brought upon themselves?
Yeah.
Did they also? And I definitely think they played somewhat of a role in it. Number one, I don't know how true these reports are, but reports are that the New York Giants gave him a playbook with some errors in it. Gave him a game plan, gave him like a dummy game plan with some errors in it, and he didn't catch them. So that made them feel like he didn't study.
Right.
Now, I don't know how true that is. I'm just telling you what the reports are. We just talked about James Pierce, how they make reports up about different people, so I don't know. But did they overplay their hands? As people like to say, did they get ahead of their skis?
Yeah.
I think they did get ahead of their skis a little bit. I think that Deion being Deion, may have felt like, okay, I know how this going to go. I'm respected. I'm Deion. We're going to get this to go this particular way. And they just bucked against that. And now, if Shedeur had that super undeniable talent, and I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm saying if he was coming out of college looking like a Cam Newton, 6'5", running folks over. You know what I'm saying? Now, he's more accurate than Cam, and I know somebody out there listening going to say, Cam's not even accurate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm getting to. I'm talking about, I'm just talking about just the physical specimen who put a team on his back in college on the big stage, and I won't say single-handedly because everybody plays a part, but he was a huge catalyst to why they won a championship. Then now, if Shedeur was coming out like that, I don't think no matter what Deion and them went in there and did, I think he would have been drafted higher than that. But in this particular case, he wasn't. They were able to play it the way they wanted to play it. They pushed him down. Do I think Shedeur should have been drafted much higher? Yes, I do. I think he should. I don't think he should have gotten out the 3rd round. But hey, he's a 5th round draft pick. He has an opportunity now, and I pray that young man goes in there and puts egg on every single person's face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you being a Tennessee Titans fan, someone who I don't have a close relationship with the young man because when I was around my friend, he was a kid. Now he's a man. But I have a friend whose son played for the Tennessee Titans, and he was looked at as gonna be a 1st round draft pick. Y'all can debate if Shedeur is better. Y'all. I won't get into that. I'll just say he was projected as a 1st round, and he dropped to the 3rd, and that's Malik Willis. You know what I'm saying? That's a close friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? Malik Willis is the son of a close friend of mine, a close friend of PK's too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. One of our partners from the Attic Crew. You know what I'm saying? My partner Mark Twain. Shout out to Mark Twain.
Oh, okay.
That's Statesboro Road.
Your boy,
that's Cujo Cuz.
Cujo Cuz.
Yeah.
My little bro in Statesboro.
Yeah, and my little cuz Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
So my partner Mark Twain, that's his firstborn. and Malik fell to the third round. So in the beginning, I couldn't get too uptight about what was happening to Shedeur because I felt like he's not the first person that it happened to.
Right.
And the same way Malik did. Malik went to Tennessee. He went in, he did what he had to do. Tennessee wasn't the place. God made a move, got Green Bay, pull him up out of there. They cared about him. Is he the starting quarterback at the moment? No, but he's at a place where they care about him. They built the system around him when he had to go in and play. He went in and won games, and now he's at a place where he's loved by the fans and the coach. So I say all that to say, Shedeur, I'm sure with the faith Deion has helped them, learn and help them get into and their relationship with God, he's going to get in there. Hopefully he's going to work hard the way it seems like from the outside he does, and hopefully he'll take it the same way, and we'll be talking 2-3 years from now. Look at what Shedeur did. They tried to knock him down, but look at what
That's
he
definitely
is
going to
now.
happen. How God works.
You know what I'm saying?
happen.
So yeah, that's my stance.
I love his talent and everything, but my whole thing, I watch football like from a different lens.
Okay.
Like you and he being in Colorado, it's like, okay, I love, you throw 4,037 touchdowns, whatever, accurate, like what's that, 70%?
Yeah.
The highest accuracy in FBS history, like second, I think. But the 1-6 against top 25, that's what got me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
It's
he
like,
ain't had no line. Like, he was just running for his life.
yeah, but you played the bums. You know what I'm saying?
He did what he's supposed to do, yeah.
But like I think me and my brother in Knoxville, we watching the game, the Alamo Bowl, and BYU came out like gangbusters, because we wanted Colorado to win, but you could tell the defense and the speed and everything, you know what I'm saying? And then my whole thing is just tone. I ain't gonna say tone it down, but when you get in them rooms, hey man, just play the role. Just talk what you need to talk because it's really a job interview. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
And they said, like you said with the Giants, they was like he put something up and he got upset about it. Like,
Yeah,
how you get upset about it? Whatever. Like I said, that's more allegations and whatever. But like I said, I want the man to do his thing because he can make plenty of paper. You know what I'm saying? Doing it.
100%.
And like I said, his daddy overplayed their hand.
I think they did too.
And I just don't like when we got an opinion. Now with Coons and this, like the brothers and everything, because I think they have the Marcellus Wiley, Chris Carr, they called him a clown because he had a opinion about it and everything. It's like, hey man, we don't got to do that and sling mud at each other. It's like, hey man, he got picked. Let's go out there and ball, and the rest is history.
Yeah, well, it's people got to understand it's gonna be difference of opinion.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make me whatever name you want to come with because I see it different than you. I just see it different than you. And to your point, like I said, I'm not comparing Shadur to Cam. So all y'all that want to say I am whatever. I'm just saying like you talk about what's the term they like to use? A force multiplier. You ever heard that term before? You heard that term before? B Rich? When people talk about is a player a force multiplier, meaning are they such a force where it just multiplies the impact that they have on the team, right?
Right.
And so what Shadur that at times, like I talked about how a talent like Cam was at a point, a talent like Michael Vick was at a certain point. There are just certain talents that, I think you have to be to that level to try to get off what they were trying to get off. Now, hey, Eli Manning wasn't, and his dad played the same hand. I think, he got 2 championships. He one of the worst NFL quarterbacks that ever won games, in my opinion.
Yeah, he just 500.
Man, Eli is.
Got two chips.
But guess what? He good at acting, and
he got two.
And he has 2 championships.
He got 2 rings.
He does. Brad Johnson got one. I mean, we don't have to get into an Eli debate. We don't have to get into an Eli debate. I'm just saying.
I say he got 2 rings.
He does.
That's crazy.
He does. He had 2 rings. But I think that whether we want to have to say it or not, and I'm not saying we should accept it, Deion is not Archie Manning. They don't look alike. They not from the same culture. Archie Manning from the culture that some of those other rooms are from.
Hey, that's funny.
And all I'm saying is you gotta like Deion, he couldn't pull off the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He just couldn't, and his son wasn't at the talent to where I felt like they could have done it.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I wish him well. I want him to go out and ball. Like, forget what they did to him. Go out and ball. I'm gonna be rooting for him. I'm gonna be rooting for him.
Yeah,
every step of the way. Yeah. I'm gonna be rooting for him.
Yeah, and think about it, he in a tough division with the AFC North. Get cold up there. Them boys get clacking up there. So
yeah, I'm rooting for him though, man. I really am. Yeah. I'm gonna be watching every step of the way. to see what he does and hope they succeed. You know what I mean? I hope they treat him right.
I want to ask this, fellas. College football and just college sports, period, man. How the NIL is affecting everybody, man? Because they need to put regulation on it a little bit. Because that boy out of Nico out of Tennessee was like, hey, nah, we ain't gonna give you no 4.5. No.
Okay.
I'm Chris. I'm tired.
I'm glad they're having that Tennessee.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't gotta face that dude. But I will say this, as far as like basketball, NIL has helped out, man. Like as far as many people had submitted applications to the draft, it was cut down by like almost 65%, like 300 to 100 or something. So like a lot of kids are staying in school. It's gonna help the colleges, be better. I think it's better. I think the people that was doing good in the championships
this year,
Sweet 16 were older teams. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So
and it was good basketball.
Yeah, I think it's better just so they don't have to like rush out to get some money. You know what I'm saying? They can stay and provide for their family while they're in school and have something to for themselves and still continue to get education and still perfect their craft. So I think it's going to bring better players and as far as basketball to work on their skill sets, and when they do hit the pros, a lot more polished player and help the pros and the college. That's how I feel about that. And now as far as college football, with the situation that happened in Tennessee that was unfortunate, I think that's the part that needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah, because that was ugly. People, man, up in Tennessee, people was hurt. Faraji is a Vol fan, and we get into it when it's the third Saturday in October, because that's Alabama against Tennessee or whatever. I'm just an Alabama fan because I was watching Alabama as a kid with Bobby Humphrey and Keith McCann and Derek Thomas, but I got partners that played for Georgia. Cap Burnett, DJ Chocolate, I went went to school with them, and Morgan, he just went to Georgia Tech.
Shout out to DJ Shockley, man.
Yeah, man, he's doing very well, man. I see him on I want to say the Atlanta Falcons network.
Man, he doing stuff with Atlanta Falcons, man. He on one of the news channels doing the sports, man. Shockley has come a long way, man.
Yes, sir, man. What do you think about the NIL, Trey?
Man, I'm with you. They're gonna have to figure out something. So, look, I'm so happy these kids getting paid. I want them to get paid. They deserve to get paid. Let's keep figuring out a way for them to get money. But there's also going to have to be some parameters put in place because it has become the wild, wild west. Yeah. There's going to have to be some parameters, whether it's a thing that, okay, you signed up for this NIL, okay, it's at least 2 years. Yeah, okay, now you signed up, you with this NIL, you got to at least give this school 2 years. Something. You know what I mean? I'm not an expert on it. I haven't said and thought it through completely to what would be the best course of action. But something is going to have to be put in place where it's not the wild, wild west. Somebody get paid in August, next thing you know, in January, they're on a whole new team.
Right. Yeah.
Like we gonna have to figure that out. Like the kids gonna have to figure it out. It's better for the programs as far as some continuity, with the teams. But I want the kids to get their money. They just gonna have to figure out how to put, as you said, some kind of regulations on it to where, like with anything else, we got some kind of contract. We got some kind of agreement. You know what I mean? We got an NIL deal. It's for 2 years. After it's 2 years up, we'll renegotiate. Now, I know people say, hey, man, if you're talented, you get to renegotiate. You bring it to the table. And that is true in business. Nico hadn't done enough where he could come back and renegotiate that.
Yeah, because he went up to Columbus and laid the egg.
Nah, he ain't done. Now Joe Burrow was getting ready to come out, but you have your season like Joe Burrow.
Right.
You have your season like Joe Burrow did last year in college. I'm just saying, just say if that was Joe Burrow's second year in college, right, and he got to wait to 3. He did that same thing his second year of college. Okay, it's time to come back to the table.
Right.
It's time to come back to the table. I just won you a championship. It's time to come back to the table. I'm not mad at that. Right. But some kind of regulations is going to have to be put in somewhere. It's gonna have to be.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna see regulated too is the transfer portal. I really don't. It's too much. They should have it to where they have a legitimate reason why they want to go, and they should put it like, hey, make them wait a year, which they used to, but you can still go.
Right.
But I think it'll be cut down a lot. Yeah. So some of these guys are just getting mad because they coach sat them down and benched them. Like one of our players, man, he got benched in the middle of the year and was in the portal in the middle of the year. Georgia Bulldog, remember the cornerback. And I'm like, what you mad because your feelings got hurt because you weren't doing your job and the coach set you down, learn your lesson?
Right.
So all you can say, I'm finna transfer? What is that teaching you as a kid? I can just run and not face the music. And as an NFL scout, I would penalize somebody like if you just leaving just because you pouting because the coach gave you the shot.
Yeah. You're second on the depth chart, so I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that ain't.
I don't like that.
Because I think I seen a meme on Instagram, man, and I had a picture of Sean Taylor when he was a freshman. He was like, that boy was on the special teams, man. You was behind Ed Reed and all that, but he stayed there. You know, Sean Taylor became great.
I mean, look at him, man. Like, had he not, come to an untimely death, like ain't no telling what he would have become, in the hierarchy of the greatest safeties ever.
And then like playing for a coach like Kirby Smart, like it shows you, man. Like Jalen Walker, was this his first year to be a starter this past year?
Yeah.
Like
no, he started 2 years.
Okay, well 2 years. You know what I mean? But he like, and another team probably would have started all 4 years.
Oh yeah.
We got a chance to learn behind some of the greats that was in front of him.
Right.
And like it's proven that Kirby Smart's defenses get selected in the NFL draft.
Yeah, same as Alabama. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like sit back and learn. I don't think that the coach is trying to hold you back and not whatever. If you just sit back and just chill. Now, if you're a quarterback, like Justin Fields, I could understand him transferring because and steady ready, they weren't coming off their position, man.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So he had to go do what is best for him. That's a different circumstance.
Yeah, but Georgia had so much talent for years. You talking about when the Ray Golf days? You know
Oh
what I'm
man,
saying?
Georgia,
Greg Bright and the Bailey boys and all that. It was still good football.
Georgia been balling. But look, since we bringing up the coaches, and I know this is old, they never gonna do it. But since we bring up the coaches, let's bring up an issue that's been a problem for a while. These coaches shouldn't be able to just jump from lily pad to lily pad like they're a little tadpole or a frog. Right. They just jump from program to program, and somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother, somebody's father, grandfather has put those kids with this particular coach because of that, and then they just leave the program. And some of these programs be left in shambles. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just like, okay, like they still get to play, but as far as the competition and where they might make it to, it's totally different. The kid may not even pick that. So now that things turned around, and what they say, it ain't no fun when the rabbit get the gun. Right. So why you see a lot of things you see is because the main thing that any parent can tell their child or a child can think is, man, the coach can do it.
You know who I thought was gonna do that?
Why we gonna be loyal?
You know who I thought was gonna do that? I thought Deion was gonna dip Denver, Colorado. I thought he was gonna lead the Buffaloes.
And he might one day.
I thought he was gonna lead this year.
I mean, he left Jackson State, to go to Colorado. I mean, coaches leave all the time, man. They get up and they just be out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Deion,
the dude from
Washington,
that came out of Alabama.
He went to the national championship. Hey, I'm going for a bigger job, Alabama.
Yeah. Probably want more paper and recruiting down in the South and everything.
Man, think about all the kids that were coming to Washington, and it probably was maybe one or two that he probably said, "Hey, I'm going to Alabama. I want you with me." But there's probably a lot of others. Probably a lot of others that he don't want to come with him. You know what I mean? And so they got to figure that out when it comes to the coaches too, because the coaches shouldn't be able to abandon these kids. But we've been saying this for decades. Yeah. About the coaches, and now that it's turned around and we're seeing the kids do it, that's why I find it be kind of hard to feel a certain way sometimes, because I know what kids who not in college right now, but a lot of players went through being able to be like just handcuffed to a program, but coaches just jump around like they want to.
Yeah, you committed to them. They coming in your house, tell you you'll start, then end of the year they gone.
Yeah. So. It's a lot that still has to be fixed.
Yeah, they got to fix it up, man. Will Georgia Tech football program get back to the prominence, man?
Okay, what's the point? You mean to a championship?
Yeah, championship. Either winning the ACC.
They had a good year last year, man. The quarterback coming back. Coach. The quarterback is coming back. The one that gave the Bulldogs a problem. All the overtime. Man, I see Georgia Tech making some noise this year. I ain't gonna lie.
I like the coach.
The days of Reggie Ball and Joe Hamilton,
hey man,
what I'm saying?
Mark my words, this year, Tech gonna be in the top 25 for sure.
Yeah, because they got that first game against Deion down there on the 31st. You know what I'm saying? Man. So that's their first game opener. So
I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah, I seen that on the.
That's gonna be a good game
online. I said, man, they playing Tech in Atlanta. I said, man.
All I'm saying, that quarterback, the truth. He really showed heart, and I'm really looking forward to see him play. He put his name on the map that game for me.
Yeah. Because I want to add. As far as Georgia Tech, but I'm going to slide off a little bit. Was y'all upset when Juju left?
I wish you would have stayed. I mean, I wish Georgia would have tried to recruit him.
That's what I'm about to say, man. You know, Carson going down to Miami.
That was weird.
Getting the money and everything.
That was weird.
I wish Georgia could have got him. I wish Georgia could have brought in the top quarterback prospect, especially from the state. I definitely wish Georgia could have brought him in. You know, but hey,
let's talk about it.
They didn't get him, and you know they just brought in a prospect who's looked at as the number one quarterback. Period. He the number one prospect at quarterback. He just committed to Georgia again. Will he stay? I don't know, but yeah, I wish they would have brought Juju in. I wish that they could keep more. Or like when we have talent here at Georgia, we need to keep it.
Yeah.
We need to keep it here. The black ones, the white ones, whatever. We need to keep them. Like, you know what I mean? We definitely have seen, some other quarterbacks from the area, especially from the city of Atlanta, get away. Yeah. Sometimes, like the Cam Newton end up down in Florida. That should never happen. When he right here in the state. Now, mind you, Georgia wasn't Georgia like that. It wasn't like Florida was Florida at that time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They had Urban Meyer. They were rolling.
Pouncey twins.
They were rolling. They were rolling. But still,
I see a lot of kids from Georgia or whatever. Either they go to Auburn, Clemson. A lot of, Florida State. Florida State.
Close by.
Lot, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And either Tennessee, Jamal with the Tennessee.
All close by.
Right.
All places they can go close by.
And the parents get in the car and 4 hours away.
Yeah,
they there.
I think not Rick, but I think Smart, Coach Smart, I think Coach Smart has done a better job in keeping some of this talent. And that's not to knock Mark Rick. I just think with the success, it's been a little easier to keep. Some of the in-state talent, but you have to. You got to keep talent, man, especially the quarterback. You got a top quarterback.
I think, what's that, Schlessenberger, I want to say, down in Miami. Am I saying it right?
I don't even know.
Back in the 80s when they had Jim Kelly and everything. I think it was, Howard Schlessenberger.
Before Jimmy Johnson came?
Yeah, it was Schlessenberger, but he said they had to recruit out of the state, so they started recruiting all them boys around Liberty City and Carroll City and everything, and now it's
what it is. The program.
Right.
What you think about Juju B Rich?
I don't like the fact that he was right down the road and he didn't go to Georgia. I don't know why. Tech, Georgia. I don't know if it's a color thing or whatever, but Georgia Bulldogs don't never get no black quarterbacks, and I don't know why. Right. Or we had DJ Shockley, we had Quincy Carter, but besides that, I ain't seen
Hines Ward for a little bit.
Yeah, Hines was a quarterback that next chain of receiver. I remember that. Yeah. I don't know. I ain't gonna make it a black and white issue, but I wish we would have got him a shot.
Yeah, man.
We got the money.
Yeah.
We got the money to give them. Like all them Georgia alumni, they got that bread.
And then y'all off two championships. You know what I'm saying? So there's plenty of money flowing through Athens.
Yeah, I don't know if Kirby them breaking them kind of NIL deal. It's gonna be interesting to see what this new kid got. It's gonna be interesting to see what this new kid got who coming in as the number one
that's good.
Quarterback. It's gonna be interesting to see what they did as far as NIL with him. So
I'm gonna veer off the sports, fellas, and we'll get into the Atlanta culture, man.
Okay.
And everything. And,
okay.
I know y'all deal with the music and everything. How y'all feel about the music right now, man?
How you feel about the music in Atlanta? In Atlanta, just
Atlanta, yeah.
I feel like, man, music isn't being developed no more, and it's not where it used to be. And I'm pretty sure that's what they were saying when I was coming up. But I don't see it. Like I look at the charts. Mm-hmm. A lot of the reason all this is happening now is the artists are directly in contact with their fans through the social media, and they believe in the hype. They believe in the hype. They smelling their own selves, and they're not listening to the people that's done it before. They're not listening to the writers. Not listening to the A&Rs, not listening to management, and they're like, well, you don't know my fans. You don't know this. And them fans ain't streaming worth of shit. They're not buying your stuff. They're not coming to see you. They just on there liking and commenting your stuff and getting free music, if that. But like TikTok era is what I call it. I feel like the TikTok artists are having something that's breaking, and it's going millions and millions of views, and labels are chasing those. They're chasing those down like it ain't nothing, like it ain't tomorrow, and it's kind of killing the industry. The cosigns is what was doing it for a while, like the Thugs co-signing artists, the Babies, all of them. When Thug them got locked up, a lot of Atlanta stuff stopped. Atlanta, now it's Tennessee, Memphis. I think the got it, man. He's co-signing artists and stamping them, and now they're starting to go. You understand?
Yeah.
So, the co-sign game in Atlanta's kind of watered down, and the artists that are coming out, the TikTok artists, they're not really making songs, but everything goes back around.
Yeah,
it's all
goes through
about
its own
melody.
cycle.
Right.
So I feel like it's starting to come around that it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something that has some melody and it's gonna go back. R&B, man, I miss R&B.
Yeah.
I miss R&B. I'm listening to songs now that I took for granted when I was coming up. I'm like, damn, that was a really good song. Even when we got in the music industry, it was a lot of melodic songs that was making it, and they were going to the top of the charts. And then they got corny, and then people want to do this, do that. I remember gangster rap, when gangster rap was so big.
Right.
And then our era came in. When I say our era, me and Trey came into the game. It was about the blog rappers, those type. Then those got lame. Now it's back to gangster rap. So it's just a circle, man. It's going to come back.
Yeah, it does feel you know what I'm saying, goes back to gangster, they get smooth again. And then I feel like the playing music is coming back out. Like, I think it's when we need to because everybody dying or getting shot or something, you know what I'm saying, in a bad way. I feel like that feel-good music is going to come back or whatever. What about you, Trey?
Man, as far as the city of Atlanta, it seems like we always had somebody that's up on deck. Like
Up
we
on
always
deck.
like
I don't know who next.
Like every time it was like people popping, we always knew the next wave was coming. Now me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not as plugged in with what some people younger than me might be listening to right now. To be perfectly honest with you, I got to keep it real on that. I'm not gonna act like I'm in the clubs and know what's going on, but I'm not hearing these names. I'm not hearing these names of these artists or hearing what's really going on to feel like Atlanta has somebody that's up on deck. So I don't know. When it comes to the city of Atlanta, I know everybody go through cycles. The East Coast had it, up North had it, West Coast had it, South had it, Atlanta had it. Eventually, Atlanta gonna give it up to someone else if you're not steady cultivating and growing and breeding those artists, and developing those artists right behind. As far as rap music as a whole, I mean, hey, Kendrick just had a stellar year. Kendrick is known as a lyricist, a lot of other artists, but as a whole, man, you look on the charts, I don't even think hip-hop has been just like the top of the charts the way it was at one point. I mean, we're still doing our thing, but it's a lot of music coming from a lot of other places that's starting to take over. And, I mean, people just want to have fun. People want some melody. I don't care where you go. You don't even have to understand the language to understand or feel like it's a good melody. So hopefully as time goes on, Atlanta will get its place. Hopefully rap music will continue to evolve because hip-hop and our culture still runs the world, but we don't want to lose our grip on that.
Right.
We don't want to lose our grip on that. And I say we because I grew up in the hip-hop culture. I'm a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Will always be. We are the hip-hop generation. We just older in the hip-hop generation.
Right.
But we are the hip-hop generation. So I forever want to see hip-hop be running it. I forever look for hip-hop number one to be doing their thing. I mean, we just had to get more and more artists that's pushed to the forefront. Because somewhere out there, man, it's some rappers out there who dope and who rapping, who lyrical, who got concepts, who got melodies, who put on real good shows. We just all might not know about every last one of them. You know what I mean? But as far as Atlanta itself, yeah, we got to figure out who that next person, man. We had a heap, man, we always had a wave of folks coming. It was always a wave.
See, that was my
coming.
next question.
Always
the
a wave.
old Atlanta.
Always a wave.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was down here pre-Olympics. So
Okay.
I seen it go from, 107.9, when it was 97.5 on national.
Yeah, and when V113 wasn't even playing rap before 6 o'clock.
Right. So,
You know what I'm saying?
So it's
For
like,
real.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, man, that old Atlanta, I said, man, I seen it jump. And like you said, it's I ain't going to say it's dwindling. I think there's somebody's going to come out and bring it back to the forefront.
Somebody will, but just like New York had it, and they had to try to get back. Just like the West Coast had it, and they had to try to get back. The West Coast, they had so many years of being dominant, but then just like everybody else, they won a couple years where, when I can't say the West Coast as a whole, but just say LA, they had a couple years where they weren't as dominant as they had been in the past. Right. But what happened? Kendrick came and bam. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say
brought it back.
Kendrick,
you know what I'm saying? Game.
Yeah,
bam.
that's what I'm about
you know
to
what I'm
say.
saying?
Yeah, the game.
Hit bam. Kendrick hit bam. Because, Snoop, Dre, and all them had but then, TDE and all them, then the game and all them came. Hey, the East Coast, they had a run where they weren't just putting people on the chart. But then once again, bam, they just start running people up and down the charts.
Yeah, that's that's when Def Jam was going crazy with Meth and Red and
everywhere.
And DMX.
Everywhere. Man, look, Jay, Meth and Red, LL, man, you had Ja Rule, man. They Jay and them had state property. They had this person, that. I mean, it was just artist after artist after artist. And then in the early 2000s, you had 50. You know what I mean? You had 50 come through and do his thing. Fat Joe still was doing his thing through all those times. Man, then it's all kind of course, I'm going to miss some artists. It's all kind of dope rappers, man. All the greats that were mixed in there. And Atlanta had its time. Now Atlanta's going through that quote-unquote slow period with not a new artist who's coming just blowing the doors down. Hopefully, he or she is out there. I mean, so let me say this. Okay. Because I don't want to act like it needs to be a male. Now that I say he or she. I mean, Lotto doing her thing. Lotto doing her Mickey Ficky thing. Lotto doing her thing. So I'm not gonna act like we don't have someone representing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we need to keep blowing the doors down. You know what I'm saying? 21 Savage still it's still artists doing their thing. But I'm just saying who's on deck, and it makes you nervous because we don't know who on deck. Mm-hmm. Just like with baseball, I got somebody else on the bat, but if I ain't got nobody, I got somebody at the plate, but if I ain't got nobody on deck, well, who hitting next?
You damn right.
If he get on base, who gonna bring them in? And so we looking for who's up next.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Outkast.
Oh man,
my top number one group ever, behind UGK. No, UGK and 8-Ball MJG.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? That's one of the two, three of my favorite groups,
yes,
man.
Sir.
So what do you think about them boys getting that Hall of Fame 225?
Iconic, man. Iconic. Well damn deserved.
Yes.
Outkast, Big Boy and Dre, one of the greatest rap groups. Some people, it's funny, people debate on if they're a group or not. One of the greatest rap duos. People like to say, a duo is not a group. Shut it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shut it up, man. But yeah, man, one of the greatest duos, greatest groups, two of the greatest MCs. I mean, really did it their way from the aspect of never followed anyone, carved their own path. Their albums didn't sound like anyone else. Their videos didn't look like anyone else. I mean, they just excellence. You know how people like to throw around black excellence? Well, when you throw around hip-hop excellence, you got to throw around Outkast. You have to put Outkast's name. And for them to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they from the city of Atlanta, help put Atlanta on the map, hey, man.
Yeah, rest in power to Rico Wade, man. Because I wish he was here to see that, man.
Yes.
Because,
Not only that, man, their radio singles was different.
Yes.
Stuff that played on the radio and played for radio for weeks on weeks. Number ones was way different than what was out. So they did it their way.
Yes, man. Yeah, like you said, like B Rich said, they did it their way, man. When Dre put on the turban, no one saw this coming. Everybody was freaking out. I'm pretty sure they were up at the Face Records. What in the hell is he doing? Someone tell him to take that off his damn head. I'm pretty sure they were going crazy, man. I heard about an infamous meeting that was had up there where it had to be. It was a big powwow, and he had to let him know just where he was with his life. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you if it actually happened or not.
Right.
Yeah, PK probably can tell you better than I can, but I heard about an infamous meeting that they had around that time where he had to fight for man, I'm just trying to be me.
Right.
I'm just Andre, man, this me. Like, y'all can't make me continue to be that. I don't want to wear a Kango no more.
Right, because it was a hell of a switch. You know what I'm saying? From Southern Predilects to ATL Aliens. Yeah.
Like, I heard about that. And then to see where they are for Big Boy and for all the Big Boy slander that comes in every comment when Outkast is brought up or Dre is brought up, for Big Boy holding everything down on that end, keeping the way people were first introduced to Outkast, keeping people feeling that flavor, while Dre was giving people who he was and who he was evolving into, becoming 3 Stacks. Man, they one of the greatest groups ever.
Yeah.
And, like you have, if you doing hip hop history, not just Southern history. If you're doing hip hop history, you have to know about Outkast.
Yeah.
They have to be on the list of people you need to learn from and study, because they did it their own way. They didn't copy. They didn't follow the norm. They weren't cookie cutter.
Right.
Outkast, just what the name is, Outkast. We different.
Yeah, man, I love them.
We on the outside, but look what we doing.
Yeah, because I used to see, I got a story, one of my partners stayed in Saranac in Riverdale. And his daddy stayed across the street. We used
Okay.
to see him every now and then getting in the Lexus truck or whatever. We were like, man, that's Andre
Serenade. That's
3000.
over there in Riverdale.
Yeah, Riverdale. Yeah, when it
Andre
split.
played over there. My wife had a house over there on Bigelow Drive.
Oh, okay, yeah, because one of my partners right across the street.
They said
man.
Dre used to always come through there.
Yeah.
Who stayed in there?
His dad?
Yeah.
He's like, man,
That's a
daddy.
true story.
We seen him one time, like, oh, wow, you know what I'm saying? So it was pretty dope, man. And like I said, Outkast is one of the best that ever done it, man. You know, hit out the hit, and the boys, still getting plaques, you know what I'm saying, through the mail. Because, you know, I follow Big Boy, too, on Instagram. It's like, hey, man, the boys living their best life. And then what I like about it, the boys just out the way. They great, but they just regular guys. You know what I'm saying?
Just doing their thing.
Yeah, just grown men, good
They just
Southern
doing their
men.
thing.
Yeah, man.
But look, on the heels of that, though, an announcement came out that was bittersweet. It's bittersweet coming from the Dungeon family right now.
What's going on?
Because Outkast made the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but right after that, a post went up from one of their counterparts, one of their Dungeon family, and CeeLo announced that, you know, as you know, it's celebrating Outkast. He said, but it's also bittersweet because you have to announce that finally Goody Mob is calling it quits.
Yeah.
Goody Mob is about to do a farewell album and a farewell tour. They're putting together a final album and a farewell tour. So, man, you know, will this be the end of us seeing Goody Mob perform? I don't know about them making new music, but like, I hope this not the end of us seeing Goody Mob perform. Another one of the greatest groups to ever do it. Another one, like a bunch of great individuals, bunch of talented individuals, apart from each other and even greater together.
Yeah.
Like, man, just really, really dope. You know what I mean?
You know what I hate about that? I hate about the hip hop world is that in the rock and roll world, those bands are still selling out tours, selling out stadiums.
Yeah.
Why can't we as hip hop fans allow our greats to age gracefully and support them? Why is it when they get older, it's like, oh,
they old.
It's like, geez, what you mean?
Classic
But you know what? I feel like more and more now we're aging along with them, and now when concerts are going, I'm starting to see those concerts are starting to get some traction now.
Man,
And I mean, as of recent.
Yeah.
But I guess it takes us to get older with them and to have a generation of us doing well, because it's the first time a generation that we're able to pass down generational wealth to our kids. I ain't really been like that as far as for blacks. So me saying this is that I wish, when he said that Goody Mob was breaking up, which I just heard just now, I can understand. They not getting no tours. They're not doing that as they should be. We need to support our groups that we grew up with. I'm glad to see Too Short came back out and did the album. I listened to his album, bro. It sounded like some vintage 88 Too Short. I was like, whoa.
That's what you said.
Have you heard it?
One of the sounds like 93.
If you get a chance to hear
I ain't no Too Short
yeah,
dropping new album.
he came out a new album, bro, and it give you that old school feel, don't fight the feeling type of feel.
Man,
The Too Short. You gonna rate the
He got a song
instruments
called
too.
Pippin' Like Kenny Reed, man.
Like I'm telling you, man, like I'm happy to see that. It ain't like he trying to fit in.
Too Short, one of my favorite rappers of all
Because
time.
he said that on an interview. He said, man, I wanted to sound like classic 92, 93.
It sounds just like that,
He's
man.
one of my favorite rappers ever.
Yeah, and it do sound like that.
Ever.
But going back to what I'm saying is support. Let's support, man. Let's be like how they do the rock and roll generations, man. Them people still, Aerosmith and all them guys still up there selling out stadiums.
Rolling
man.
Stones been
man.
for years.
Even Queen, even though they got brand new people that's playing their parts, they still selling out.
Still
man.
getting a check,
Crazy.
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's a little bittersweet. I am happy.
know that.
Like, and I hate to say it like they breaking up. Let's just say they retire in the group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's just say that because they didn't use those words, but that's how we as fans gonna take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just say that they retire in the group. I know it's something that as soon as I saw it, I said, oh, when they do a tour, I got to be there, and I'm happy that in 2010, the beginning of 2010, we toured. With Goody Mob. Right around the time when B.O.B. had Nothing on You, the beginning of 2009, we did about 6 to 7 dates
With Goody Mob.
with Goody Mob, and man, it was one of the most awesome times. And I know it may have been awkward for them, but I took the opportunity as a fan, even though I know all of them personally.
Right.
I couldn't help it but to take the opportunity as a fan. I was in the room with them; it was just me, and I was in their dressing room, and I said, I don't know how they felt about it, but I said, hey man, I just want to let y'all know from somebody's perspective who was a fan of y'all before I met y'all, I'm just happy to see all y'all together doing this.
Wow.
I just want to let y'all know what it means to me to see all y'all. And it seemed like it made the room a little awkward at the time. Like, we don't want to hear this shit right now. You know what I'm saying? We in here drinking. Why you got to bring up that negative stuff, Trey? You know what I'm saying? But just as a fan, I just want to take that time, because how many people can be able to say, I was in a room with a group whose albums is one of the soundtracks to my life.
Yeah.
And I was in the room with a group who I was fans of years before I met any one of them. And I could tell them personally what they mean to me together. And I took that time to say that. Like, and I doubt every last one of them up. Like, I just want to say, I'm happy to see y'all here together. And B Rich, no, I don't do.
No, he don't do that.
I don't do stuff like that
Right.
that often. But it just, and because I know each one of them personally. You know, if I see them, it's gonna be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
It's not like we just buddies.
Right.
But I know each of them to where we cordial. We say, what's up, Trey?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I took that time as a fan to say, hey man, thank y'all. This
know-
means a lot to me.
Man,
You know,
that's
it was a
dope.
good moment for me, like that opening up for Goody Mob. And I got 2 more. We got a chance to open up some dates for Outkast, Trey and Big Boy. And another one was we did the Home and Home. And what I mean by that is Jay-Z and Eminem had a Home and Home. They did one in Detroit and one at the new stadium, the Yankee Stadium at the time. And fun fact, the first artist to ever perform in front of Yankee Stadium, the new one, was B.O.B. We opened up for Eminem and Jay-Z, and we was the first act to go on ever in that stadium as an artist.
That's dope.
Yeah, that
man.
was dope. But no, that was great, man. Like imagining.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause we ain't had no openers. The second night, Miguel and J. Cole went first.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bob did go first that first
Yeah.
night, because there was 2 nights in each
Yeah,
city, right?
yeah.
It was 2 in Detroit, then
Yeah.
2 in New York.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great time.
I'm telling you, man, got a chance to open up in Yankee Stadium. We saw Jay-Z perform, saw Eminem perform. We saw
Kanye
perform.
Kanye was there.
We saw
Nicki
Will
Minaj was there.
Smith and Jada Pinkett. We saw Lady Gaga. We saw Beyonce, Jay-Z. Like that was
Man, that's
awesome, man.
heavyweights.
Like, hey, bro, like we was in the mix.
Yeah.
And then at the time, our song was like #1. You know, we out there performing with the big dogs.
Yeah,
That's
B.O.B.
great.
man. I still love his
Yeah,
music,
yeah.
man.
Nah, but open up for Goody Mob. I mean, for Outkast, like at Olympic Stadium. I mean, Centennial Park.
Centennial
Central
Park.
Park, yeah.
Man,
What's that? That one ATL 21.
So you remember when they got back together, they did Coachella, right?
Coachella,
Right,
they
yeah,
did a
yeah,
run.
yeah.
And remember they did after
tour.
that they went ahead and did like a tour run.
Yeah.
And when they came to Atlanta, they did how many dates they did? They did like 3
I don't
days.
know.
3 days,
They
I think.
did like 3 days.
Yeah, because
They did
I went
like-
on that Saturday.
Yeah, they did like 3 days. And Sunday, the final night, Bob was one of the openers.
B.O.B.
For Outkast, B.O.B. for those who don't know who Bob is. And I'm gonna tell you, man, so many special moments from that. Shout out to my boy Cuddy Cartel. My boy Cuddy Cartel was there. He performed with Sean Paul from the Young Bloods, man. That was special to be able to live that moment up with Cuddy backstage, talking to Cuddy, talking to DJ Jelly, Sean Paul, talking to Mr. Collie Park, DJ Smurf. Some of y'all from Atlanta may know him, but I'm gonna tell you that one of the highlights of that show. And you know, for all y'all listeners who don't know, me and B Rich come from the music industry. You can just go and check, you know, where we come from. One of the moments for me is standing on the side. I'm watching 8 Ball and MJG, one of my favorite groups, right? I'm standing there on the side watching 8 Ball and MJG from the side of the stage. Standing in front of me is Bun B, and he's watching. He's standing up against the gate. He's watching 8 Ball and MJG performing, and he turns around. I don't know if he turned around to see who was all going on. He just was excited. He turned around, he saw me, he said, "Playboy Trey, man, this shit crazy, ain't it?" And dog, let me tell you.
I know Trey was like, "What the hell? You
To-
know my name?"
Well, no, we knew we'd
Okay.
done. We'd been
Okay.
on songs with
Okay,
Bun
okay,
by then. We
Right.
kicked it with Bun.
Okay,
We kicked it with
okay.
Bun
Yeah.
for a few times. But what was just dope about it is on stage with two of my rap heroes and A-Ball and MJG. And another one of my rap heroes standing in front of me, he lost his counterpart. We know Pimp C died. Yeah. Standing in front of me, and he turned to me and say, it's crazy that we watching another group who I love. I was just like, man, you can't make this shit up. Like 1993, 94, when I was riding around listening to UGK second album, when I was riding around listening to Crumbs to Bricks by 8Ball and MJG, when I was riding around listening to Crumbs to Bricks, when Lay It Down came out, that
Outside
album.
Looking In.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like when that was out and UGK was on their second album, it all started with a Pimp C. So when I was riding around listening to their albums, there's no way I could have predicted that God would have put me in a position years later where I'm watching 8Ball and MJG and Bun B turns to me and says, Trey, this shit crazy, ain't it? And then 30 minutes or an hour after that, we hit the same damn stage and perform.
Man, that's crazy. A beautiful thing, man.
I'm
give
telling you.
Applause on that one.
Hey, man, got
you know what I'm saying?
And he crazy. I've never told that story on our podcast.
Nah.
I never told that story on our podcast. Like it was a special night, a special moment. Especially for us, for our generation.
Hey, that was the day. That was the day I introduced Kevin Gates to Atlanta. We brought Kevin Gates out. Yep, I managed Kevin Gates for some years, and B.O.B. brought him out and let him perform, man.
Oh, I love
that was a good look,
man.
I love these stories, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
It was so crazy, man.
Man, before we head up out of here, man, I got one question.
My bad, I keep the table with my knee.
Yo, top 5. Football players that came out the city. Your top 5. I'm gonna start with my top 5. Calvin Johnson won. Megatron. Cam. Pac-Man. Hold on. I had the other two. I just got it wrote down. Who was it? Calvin Johnson, Cam Newton, Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Gotta put Pac-Man.
Gotta put Pac in there, man. Lord have mercy, I had the other two, man.
I already know one of them you're gonna pick. Got to.
Oh, Jesus
running back.
Christ, man.
Get running back. Got to.
Running back. From the A. Jesus Christ, I want to say my boy for
went to Tennessee. We talked about it earlier.
Jamal Lewis. Yes. Doug High School, the Astros. You know what I'm saying? And number 5, man. You know I'm gonna be biased. You know what I'm saying? I'm Morgan Burnett, man, out of North Clayton High School. Played with Tech. Yeah, played with Tech and went to Green Bay.
I got mine.
Okay.
Google.
Had to Google mine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah,
but now I know him.
Okay.
Number one, Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, number 1, Georgia player.
Why you say the city? I thought you were talking about
the city of Atlanta.
Oh,
Yeah, from the town.
I don't know him. Eric Berry?
Oh, that nigga.
I forgot about Eric Berry.
Berry was cold, boy.
Fairburn.
Eric Berry was cold.
Eric Berry.
Creekside.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson, like you said, I don't know, bro. I don't know Atlanta like that, bro. Like on that level,
yeah,
I should.
I'm finna go with like I know Jamal, I know Pac-Man, I know Cam.
Grady Jerry, was it from Atlanta?
Well, Grady Jerry he, from up near Conyers.
Oh, that ain't
okay. That ain't Atlanta. Yeah.
He from up out that way a little bit. Let me see. I gotta throw Cam in there. I'm gonna throw Jamal in there. Gotta throw Pac-Man in there. Damn, from the Atlanta area.
That's
man.
crazy.
Man, who else I want to throw that's from the Atlanta area? I mean, if Calvin is from where Calvin from exactly? I forgot where Calvin from. Calvin from Fayetteville. Yeah. Okay, well if we throwing Fayetteville in there, then
Metro.
Yeah, cause he Pac-Man, Cam, and Jamal. They from the city of Atlanta.
Yeah, the soul. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But if we throwing with Calvin, then I throw Calvin in there. Let me think who else. Man, there's so many great players, man. Everybody escaping me. It's some great players that's in the league right now. From the city of Atlanta. Oh man, I can't think of who I want to put in that number 4.
Teaser.
I can't think who I want to put for that number 4.
Calais Campbell from Atlanta.
I ain't know that.
What?
Joe Flacco from Atlanta.
Man, Joe Flacco ain't from New Atlanta,
List
man.
of current NFL players born in Atlanta. Joe Flacco, Calais
Well, were they
Campbell.
born or did he grow up here?
Yeah, Joe Flacco with the Delaware.
Where's Thomas Davis from? Thomas Davis
from Georgia, but I think he's from like middle or South Georgia. I want to say,
man,
because he was talking about Georgia. You can go to Terrence Jones, Boss Bailey, Champ Bailey.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Like my list is just about like yours, and it's gonna seem like I'm copying yours.
Yeah, it's but the type of
no. Trust me, it's more. It's more.
I just said
It's
5 with Morgan because I seen him play as high school or whatever. It's one of the best players I done seen.
Yeah, Eric Berry. Eric Berry was the truth.
Yeah, sure was.
Eric Berry was the truth, and it's most definitely some older players who from the city of Atlanta who made it, who we just might not be thinking about, who were impact players.
Right.
That's one of those questions. When you sent me the question, I should have did my research on it.
Mo Lewis from Atlanta.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you need to do your research.
That's what I'm talking about, man. All right. Yeah, man. But right now, man, when they can catch y'all at, man, the podcast and when they can listen to it or watch it at, man.
Man, look, y'all can find us. First, you can find us on all social media, The Waterboyz Show, TheWaterboyz Show. That's TheWaterboyzShow. You can find us on YouTube. Tell them the YouTube, B Rich.
The Waterboyz Show. Just search that on YouTube. You're going to find it. Just like how he spelled it. TheWaterboyz Show. All you got to do is just search that. It's going to pop up.
You can find us on Twitter at The Waterboyz Pod. TheWaterboyz Pod. P-O-D. You can find us there. Then you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere as
all
The Waterboyz
Facebook, TikTok,
Show.
Same way. Just put that in there.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of good stuff going on. We just interviewed AJ Terrell. Those clips going out. We got State Shapiro, who's one of the more well-known sports personalities here in the city of Atlanta. We've interviewed Champ Bailey. We've interviewed John Abraham, Quincy Carter. The list goes on and on. You can also find us on the app In the Black. You can find it on all smart TVs. It's called In the Black. 10 episodes of The Waterboyz Show. You can find it and watch us there. Go on your smart TV. Just go in the search, put in the Black Network. Yep. Bam, you have us on your big screen, your 53 inch, your 60-something inch, your 70-something inch, your 80-something inch, wherever.
You forgot something.
What I mean? What did I forget?
What happened this week, man? What we got featured on?
Man, we got featured on a few things this week, which just lets you know how good God is. So when they let Press back in one of the first times in Flowery Branch to talk to some of the offensive coaches to discuss some of the draft picks, B Rich interviewed Zach Robinson, which is the Atlanta Falcons offensive coordinator. He also interviewed the D-line coach Nate Ollie, spoke to him about Braylon Trice. He spoke to Zach Robinson about Kyle Pitts. Well, NFL.com. Yes, NFL.com, the website that is owned by the NFL. You know what I mean? Not NFT. My nigga, I said NFL, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? NFL.com picked up the video, picked up the clip from off our Twitter. They discussed what Zach Robinson said to B Rich. Also,
gave us a shout out.
Yeah, gave us a shout out. Sports Illustrated picked it up as well. USA Today, NBC Pro Football Talk, the big sports radio stations here in Atlanta, 92.9. They spoke about us on 3 different shows on that Monday. Yes. The next day, our boys with Dukes and Bell, Carl Dukes and Mike Bell, the #1 sports talk show in the city of Atlanta, in the state of Georgia on radio. They played one of our clips from AJ Terrell, the AJ Terrell interview. After that, Sports Illustrated turned back around and did another article, which was a couple days after the one about the offensive coordinator about the AJ Terrell clip. Yep. So this particular week, we've been all over the NFL. We've been all over the airwaves, all over the radio.
And don't forget, we are the #1 Atlanta sports podcast in the city of Atlanta.
Better believe
Waterboyz Show.
Better believe that.
I can dig it, baby.
Better believe that. God is good.
That he is.
Yeah, just like you got that collection plate full of 100. Big Fay 100. What Plies say? Big Fay 100.
Real deal, baby.
Hey, man, God is good. God pouring in, making our cups overflow, man, and we blessing others right back. So we appreciate you having us out,
man. I appreciate y'all, brother.
It's all
man,
love.
It's love, man. And
thank you, bro.
Y'all keep pushing, man, because I'm gonna keep watching.
Man,
all
thank
day
you,
long, man.
thank you.
I'd like to thank Faraji and Strikeout Wings.
Strikeout Wings.
Shout out, boy,
man.
Faraji.
You know what I'm talking
Man,
about?
let me tell you, man.
Give us a couple free hands.
Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, we were getting likes and stuff like on our content, right? And I said, so I saw the restaurant and I liked it back. And I said, we were doing something one day. I said, you know what? Let me shoot over to the restaurant to support them because they like our stuff. Well, it just so happened I walked in, Faraji was there working the counter, man, and he was like, man, I know you, and man, we've been locked in ever since. And that just came off of him supporting us, and us in turn turn around to genuinely support him, and now we done built a friendship.
And I tell you what he do, man. Like, you know, the little hens at the grocery store.
Cornish hens.
It'd be like little Cornish hens. He figured out a way to make you eat them things. I was like, who gonna eat that? He takes them, season them up real well, and fry them mugs. And fry them to a perfection.
Sauce on them
He got like all kind of sauces you can put on them, man. And they be sauced up. And they be good.
Hey, man.
A whole hen for you.
Hens Day. Hey, I'm telling you, bro, Hens Day. Which one you say it first? Hen or win come first? Is it Wednesday, Hens Day, or Hens Day? Wednesday, Hens Day.
And I need
get you a hen.
I need a lemon pepper hens day right about now.
Man, hey, boy.
Man, you got looking good because every time I see you put that spread on there with that sauce, you be over there licking the phone, man.
Taking us to church.
But that Wednesday, Hens Day.
Man,
thank you, my brother. Thank you for
thank you,
welcoming
Trey,
us out.
man.
Thank you,
Man, be rich, man. It's all love, man.
My brother.
Shout out to my boy, man, Fox, man, Upper Echelon Management, man, my boy, Cruise Control Media.
Hey, man, Cruz done put us on or something.
Oh, man.
Holla at him.
Holla at him, please, man, because he about to get out of here in a minute. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, catch us. It's episode 113, man. Catch us in a minute, man.
That's crazy.
Check out your boy, Big Church Pod on everything.